Hi, unruly family. The story begins as a YouTuber named Pakgo starts up a live stream. He's celebrating his channel, reaching 700,000 subscribers, and he's joined by his new classmate and beauty tip YouTuber named Rumi.
まだ新人なのでよろしくお願いします。一生懸命頑張るので。
They have a model to demonstrate Rumi's makeup techniques, and this turns out to be our protagonist, named Hobin. Hobin hates these YouTubers and wishes they would at least give him a share of the revenue for humiliating him like this. Pakgo gets annoyed with Hobin and reminds him that he's supposed to smile at his viewers. Pakgo then reveals that he will be giving away a brand new PC to one of his lucky subscribers. But Hobin knows that it's just a scam. Pakgo says goodbye as the stream is about to end, and Hobin forces himself to smile. Hobin has a hard time cleaning off all the makeup and admits to hating school these days. Pakgo is a troublemaker YouTuber with 700,000 subscribers. His grades are awful, but he knows how to rake in the cash. Rumi is a newbie tuber, but she's able to live off her looks. Hobin gets frustrated when comparing himself to them because he is neither rich nor smart. He returns to class to find that a kid named Snapper is furious with him for not smiling during the stream. Snapper stomps all over Hobin as he messes up the live broadcast. Snapper is Pakgo's cameraman, and he definitely falls into the delinquent group at school. Hobin almost stands up for himself, but this just makes the others mock him. Pakgo thinks he's just getting carried away, and Snapper pretends that he almost wet himself from fear. Hobin thinks about how Snapper volunteered to be Pakgo's cameraman so he could piggyback on his authority. It's a pretty spineless move, but Hobin concedes that Snapper is a good strategist. Snapper wonders if Hobin wants more, but Hobin just concedes that this is the school's pecking order, and he is at the bottom. Just then, Rumi is amazed to learn that she was able to make $200 from the stream. They just did. Hobin is shocked to hear this since they barely did anything, but still managed to make $200 during lunch break. It's all thanks to Pakgo, so Rumi promises to repay him somehow. Hobin considers starting his own YouTube channel, and he's surprised when Snapper says the exact same thing. Snapper asks Pakgo for some advice, so Pakgo explains that minors can't receive revenue, so he will need his parents' bank account. Snapper got caught taking his parents' money before, so there is no chance that they will let him use their account. Snapper knows that Hobin's mom is sick and in the hospital, so he has to use his mom's account. Everyone laughs at how rude Snapper is being, and Hobin thinks about how this is the moment where he should use his fists. Unfortunately, he can't bring himself to do it, so he just apologizes to his mother for not sticking up for her. Hobin goes to visit her, and she tries to stay positive by pretending like she could go home whenever she wants. Hobin knows that she is lying, since her condition will definitely get worse if she leaves the hospital. She wonders if Hobin got into a fight because of all the marks on his face. But Hobin declares that he would never do something like that. He would never worry his mother by telling her how things are at school. So Hobin thinks about how he is a liar too. Hobin goes to pay the $200 for his mother's medical treatment and thinks about how that's an entire week's worth of pay from his part-time job. Hobin works at McDonald's, and even if he worked every day after school, he would still only make like $30 a day. Meanwhile, his new tube classmates are able to make $200 with just one lunch break. Hobin becomes furious and wonders what is wrong with society. Just as he falls into despair, Hobin realizes that there is still hope in his life when his co-worker named Bomi greets him. Hobin tells her where the beef patties are, and the other simps offer to get them for her. Bomi is the idol of their restaurant, and just looking at her makes Hobin happy. Just then Pakgo arrives at the restaurant while live streaming. Hobin hides, and Pakgo reveals that he is there to see the goddess of whack, Donald, who has been blowing up on social media. Hobin is shocked that he came to see Bomi, and Pakgo reveals that he has a challenge for her. If she is unable to make a hamburger in 30 seconds, then she will have to give him her number. This is Hobin's worst nightmare, as he knows exactly what Pakgo is doing. That specific burger has over 10 ingredients, and it would be impossible to make in under 30 seconds. It's pretty clear that he's just trying to get her phone number. Pakgo acts like he didn't want to do the challenge, but his viewers forced him to. The other workers point out that none of them even have Bomi's contact information, and they wonder if YouTubers are allowed to do whatever they want. Tensions rise, but everyone is shocked when Hobin reveals that he finished making the burger. He even added an extra patty to the house. So he asked Pakgo to leave as he was disturbing their customers. The situation is now handled as Hobin whispers to himself that he is the king of McDonald's, and the other guys commend him on a job well done. Hobin knows that it's not all good, as he will surely get beat up at school for this. He doesn't think anyone would ever accept them for who they are anyway, but we see that he managed to get Bomi's attention. At home, Hobin makes some ramen, and we see just how spineless he really is, as he has allowed Snapper to start streaming from his house. Hobin is really disappointed in himself, and he apologizes to his mom for letting Snapper use her bank account. Hobin overhears that someone's going to give Snapper $200 for getting 30 kills, and he curses him for already making such easy money. He is so annoyed that he spits in Snapper's ramen. Snapper forced him to make it. So Hobin wonders if he should ask Snapper to share some of the revenue he is getting. Just then Hobin tripped over an extension cord, disconnecting Snapper's stream, covering him in burning hot ramen. Hobin apologizes for the accident, but Snapper is furious that he's losing out on $200. Hobin again says that it was just an accident, but Snapper just throws insults at him. As Hobin gets kicked relentlessly, he begins to realize just how pathetic it is to be getting beat up in his own house. The beatdown continues, but Hobin becomes enraged when Snapper tells him that it's his fault that his mom has cancer. Hobin retaliates with a swift punch to Snapper's face. For the first time ever, Hobin punched someone. The two begin fighting, and Hobin realizes that fighting isn't as big of a deal as he had always thought. The guys fight without holding back, but they don't realize that the camera on the live stream is still on. Elsewhere, some girls from their school watch the stream. After the fight, Hobin's adrenaline settles, and he begins to feel the pain. That isn't the only bad thing, as he realizes that it will cost money to fix the house. Hobin hates that he always has to worry about money and decides to just escape all his problems by sleeping. It was in this moment that Hobin realized just how miserable he is. He still thinks about the electricity bill he will have to pay, so he turns off a nearby power strip. The next morning, Snapper calls him and furiously demands that he take down a video. Hobin has no clue what he's talking about, so Snapper explains that he needs to delete the YouTube live stream from the day before. Hobin points out that the stream disconnected when he tripped over the cable, but he realizes that the cord he unplugged was just for the monitor, not the computer. Snapper breaks down in tears as he reveals that their entire fight was broadcast in full from the camera. The monitor went black, but it was all streamed live. That isn't, although as the stream was made into a video as well. Hobin denies ever uploading it, but Snapper explains that YouTube does it automatically. If a PC goes offline during a live stream, Snapper is enabled to delete it himself since it's on Hobin's mom's account. Snapper wants the password, but the panicked Hobin just ignores him to check if it's all true. Hobin is horrified to find that it's all true, and the video already has over 10,000 comments. It has even reached other social media sites, and it's clear that the video spread all over the world overnight. Hobin thinks it's terrible, since he is going from just being bullied locally to being bullied globally. He prepares to delete the video before things get worse, but he reads some comments about how much money it will make. Because it has so many views, YouTube pays a little over half a penny for every view. So Hobin does the calculations, and it's done to realize that this 10 million view video will make a little over $6,000. At school, the students laugh while watching the ridiculous fight. Snap arrives, and they can instantly tell that they have seen it. He is furious since he worked so hard to suck up to Pakgo in order to get popular. That's all ruined because the fighting video has made him the laughing stock of the school. Snapper refuses to go down like this, so he picks an easy target to bully. Snapper confidently prepares to assert himself and re-establish the pecking order at school. He does this by smacking his easy target, but there's no coming back for him as this backfires and the target begins beating him up. Snapper begs for Pakgo to help him, but Pakgo couldn't care less. Snapper has been shoving people down his entire life, so it's pretty clear to him that he won't be able to change his new reputation as the laughing stock at the hospital. Hobin is shocked by an $800 medical bill. Hobin was just joking, though, and confidently pays it off. It's no big deal to him now, as he knows that he has over $6,000 coming in soon for the video. Just then, Snapper appears to punch him right in the face. He points out that he is the school laughingstock and demands half the money from the video. Hobin refuses, so the two begin to fight again. Hobin has already fought him once, so he is no longer scared. Afterwards, Hobin tries to make Snap feel better, but still refuses to give him any of the money. Just then, Snap reveals that he recorded the fight they just had. He planned the whole thing and showed his awesome camera angle skills while hiding the camera. Hobin fears that he's going to upload it himself. But Snapper points out that nobody would watch the same recycled content. They would just claim that it was staged and insult them for making the video. Snapper didn't actually come to fight Hobin. He came to ask Hobin to join him. Snapper offers to make him even more money, and Hobin is amazed at the thought of being able to make the same kind of money again. Snapper points out that he is Pakgo's former producer, so he could do the same for Hobin. Snapper knows that Hobin hasn't received the money from the video yet and explains that he will have to do a lot of complex stuff to get monetized on YouTube, including a screening. That isn't all though, as Snapper overwhelms Hobin with questions about who will film and edit his videos. Snapper points out that Pakgo was only able to make it big because of his planning and camera work. Snapper offers to be his producer and explains that all Hobin will have to do is show up. He tells Hobin to just trust him so they can make money together. And Hobin imagines how much money he can make. Snapper is a seriously evil strategist, as he can tell that he has Hobin right where he wants him. His real plan is to just use Hobin in his account so he can once again climb up the pecking order. Hobin wants to know how they will split the money, so Snapper explains that he will manage everything. They are friends now, so he decides that he will get 90% of the revenue and Hobin will get 10%. The two prepared to shake on it, and the evil Snapper thinks about how Hobin will do all the hard work and he will simply rise with ease. However, it turns out that Hobin isn't that dumb. He rejects the offer and reminds Snapper that they are not friends. Snapper realizes that his idea is nothing without Hobin, so he tries to offer a 50-50 split. Hobin declines again, stating that he would be better off flipping burgers. Snapper panics as Hobin is completely disinterested, so he offers to just take 10% while Hobin keeps the rest. Our genius negotiator of a protagonist finally agrees and eagerly awaits to hear Snapper's idea for new content. Snapper is furious that Hobin isn't as dumb as he thought, but he's glad that they made the deal. He then surprisingly reveals that their new content will be calling out bullies in real time. I appreciate you viewing my anime recap, Unruly Family. Please let me know what you think about Viral Hit by liking, sharing, subscribing, and leaving a comment.